Hi everyone! I am so excited for this cooking demonstration, and in celebration of Chanukah, instead of your Bubby's Latke, I am going to create a sandwich that in Israel is called a Sabich sandwich. It's fresh pita with fried eggplant and hard-boiled egg and Sabich Frischmann, which I think makes the best Sabich I've ever had. Sabich Frischmann puts in potato. So we are going to substitute the potato with potato latke, and we're going to make fresh tahina. I made harissa from scratch, so we'll make harissa, that's the hot stuff, and we'll put in salad. It's going to be so delicious. And this will be a celebration not only of Chanukah, but of the modern state of Israel. So, first step, pita. So the first thing we're going to do for the pita is we're going to whisk in some yeast, and when it's all good and integrated, we will add the flour, the sugar, and the salt. We're sipping the flour. We now have all of those ingredients for the dough in the mixer with the dough hook on, and we're going to make. We're going to just sit this for about 1 minute until the dough is kind of shaggy and there's no wet parts left, and then we're going to stop and go to the next step. Once you have a shaggy consistency, then you're going to really do this on medium for about 3 minutes. If it's too wet, put a little bit of flour, 1 tablespoon at a time. If it's too dry, then put a little bit of water at it, a little bit at a time. You should see that there's no dough on the side of the bowl. Then you're going to stop, and we're going to transfer this to the counter. I'll give you a look at what's going on in here. You can see it's pretty much not sticking, it's come together. So we're going to finish this kneading, and of course you can do all of this by hand, but it's 2020, why not? So here is my dough. After I took it out of the mixer, I lightly floured the counter, and now I'm gonna really just actually stretch one corner of the dough. It may lightly tear, but that's okay, and then I'm gonna fold it back on top of itself, and I'm gonna do that about 12 times, each time turning it about a quarter of a quarter turn. Okay, so this is finished, and it should have a nice round shape to it. You want to take a bowl, and you just want to lightly flour the bowl. Make sure you get the bottom and the sides, and you're just going to take the dough, and you're going to place it inside of the bowl for its first rise. You put a little flour on top of the dough as well, and then you're going to cover it with saran wrap, and we'll let it rise for about half an hour. It's going to increase by about 50%. Better to be in a place where it's not drafty, and it should be warm, okay? I actually have a space heater, and I have that on near my dough because my house is freezing. So you can see the dough has risen a bit. So we're gonna look how pretty the dough is. We're gonna take the dough out onto a floured surface, and we're gonna create a rectangle that is about 1 inch thick. So you're gonna take this dough, you want to spread it into a rectangle. Now we're going to cut the dough all the way across, and then we're going to cut it into 4. So we end up with 8 sections. 4 more pieces here. So we end up with dough that looks like this. Okay, now you're going to take each one of these, and you're going to fold the corners like this into the middle. And you're just going to keep doing that until you make a ball like this, and then you're going to kind of cup it and flatten it onto not flatten it, but flatten the bottom part onto the counter. I like to do this. I like to squeeze it really tight. So I'm gonna have a ball, basically like this, and you can do that with each piece. You can see we put all the dough balls onto one tray. We have the glasses here so that the bag doesn't touch the dough. You have to spread them out because they're going to expand here. So that's it. We're going to take this bag. We're going to pull it taut like this. We're going to tuck the open end under. And here you have a proofing box. The balls have grown significantly. And we're going to roll it into like a 1/4 inch thick pita, as you can see, about 5 to 6 inches in diameter, like this. This puppy is going to be ready to be cooked. Why are you laughing?
It's so good.
I have a cast iron skillet here. It's really hot. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna lower to medium high peak. Okay, it's looking pretty good there. You can see the bubbles forming. So we're gonna keep it on for another 20 seconds. Or you gotta keep it. I'm going to flip the pita. Oh, look at that. And just look at the puffed up pita. It's so beautiful. So you can see where you can just cut and stuff for the sandwich. So now you can see we have all of our pitot here, and they're warm and they're fluffy, a little burnt. They are so good. We already ate one. We're gonna put them back in here, and we're gonna close it like we're gonna put them up here like this. And then we're gonna seal it down here to keep them moist and fresh. And then onto the hard-boiled eggs. We have about an inch of boiling water in a saucepan. I'm gonna lower the eggs in and cover that, and we'll let them cook for about 11 minutes. Heat up 5 potatoes. We don't use a food processor because we're trying to connect to Bubby and Zadie and great-grandparents who did this back in Russia and Poland. Abba, you just used a kitchen aid for the dough. So when you finish, you're gonna take all of your potatoes. This is a weird move here, but it's very important. And you're actually gonna dump them into this towel. Ziv, can you see this towel?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You dump them here, and we're gonna squeeze the juice, all that potato water, out of the potatoes, and that will make our latkes so much better. I'm sprinkling some salt on the eggplant on top of the paper towels, and the salt, for like 10 minutes, the salt will drain out the bitterness. And that's it. So after this, we're gonna fry up the eggplant. Here I have, these are the potatoes. It's potatoes with 2 eggs and salt, pepper, about a 1/4 cup of flour, and an onion, of course, is good to go. So we're gonna fry this up, we're gonna fry that up, and then we're gonna make our sandwich. I have a mixture of 3 cups of canola oil and a cup of olive oil. We have these salted and the bitterness drained. I have Israeli salad here with some parsley and some spicy, some jalapeno. I have tahina here that's gonna go in. I have my egg ready, and I have the batter. So we're gonna do a latke, an eggplant, and then we're gonna stuff it. So you can see here the latkes and the eggplants cooking and frying in the oil, and the eagles are losing. And I'm gonna make the sandwich now. One moment. Okay, so I cut open the pita, so you can see inside the pita. Now I made tahina, so we're gonna take the tahina and we're going to fill the inside with lots and lots of tahina, which is super yummy. And will you grab the salt, please? So, now that there's tahina, you can see there's tons of tahina in here. We are going to take all of these things. The potato, this is the latke. We have some eggplant. I'm gonna take a little bit of salt, put some salt on the latke. I'm gonna put the latke in, let's see, like this. Now, you might be wondering, why, David, didn't you do something like a brisket latke? So I was thinking, besides not wanting to be cliche, I thought, why would I kill a cow to celebrate Hanukkah? It just doesn't seem right. So, and also, if you're gonna eat a latke, you gotta eat it with dairy. And the whole story of Judith, and so I didn't make a brisket latke for some of those reasons. But you know, To each his own.
Ouch.
Now, taking the spoon, I'm gonna take some of the salati, and I'm gonna put the salad, the Israeli salad, inside. It has some jalapeno in it. Then, I'm gonna take some of the eggplant. I'm taking the eggplant here. I'm gonna take, I forgot the egg. I'm gonna do the egg. I'm gonna take
So
this
satisfying.
egg, so satisfying, like this. I'm gonna fold up another piece of eggplant, a little bit more Israeli salad, like this. Of course, we have to top it with tuna. And I also made my own very, very delicious, if you like spicy, harif. I made my own schug. This, and Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
I'm so excited. This is the best. It's the best Latke Sabich I've ever had.
Did you taste the eggplant?
Oh my god.
Did you get to the
Hold on,
latke yet?
hold on.
Everything is super fresh.
Oh my god. Why I married David Arishak. The best Sabich Latke in the history of Jewish